Join me right now, back on the show, is UFC bantamweight Ewell. What's going on, Andre?
I'm over here living life, thinking about bringing back the Reebok boots, so
Oh
feeling good.
yeah, yeah, man. What I was always wondering about the Reebok boots. Like, when are they gonna, actually, introduce those to the athletes?
See, now that's like the greatest question. I promise you, I'm like over there pushing it, like I'm whispering in their ears, letting them know, hey, can I walk them out? And they're like, no, not today, not today. Maybe next fight. So every fight that I end up having, I always approach them with that whole introduction of the Reebok boots. Yeah. So hopefully next time they might let your boy on it.
No doubt. Well, you are always walking around with a smile on your face, man, and it's good to see that for anybody to have a smile on their face, enjoying life. Why are you so happy all the time, man? Like, what are you enjoying about life the most?
Well, one, when you come like from like the background that I have, like, one of those put like this, I ain't supposed to make it, and everybody knows like where we're from and everything. If you make it out, then you're like that light. And as right now, I'm like that light for everybody because it ends up showing that hey, he can do it, we can do it. But and something to always add, and always feeding out positive energy. I always get positive energy back, and not only the most positive, like my lady that I'm dating and everything, or that I'm with, we're having a baby, so more positive news comes out. So about to soon to be a father, so I'm happy about that. So happy news there.
Yeah, congratulations, man. I saw that on your Instagram.
Appreciate it.
2020 April, your
Oh
child will
yeah.
be born. That's incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like straight blessings to everything that I end up doing. So it only brings out an extra edge to constantly keep pushing even harder. Even though I'm already pushing hard, but hey, if I'm able to give extra 2% to 30 more, why not? Keep going.
Definitely. What has the beginnings of fatherhood been like for you? Going to doctor's appointments. Everything's new to you, right?
Well, truly, this is like the second go for me.
Mhm.
Like most people that have heard or know about my story from years back, that I was like kicked out of my son's life, and it was nothing but fighting to get back in. And truly, it kind of made me like stray away from like even having more kids because I wanted to end up getting my first one back. But roads and choices end up placing you in different predicaments and even better or placement of how you end up looking at it. And this is where I ended up following me with the lady that I'm with right now, basically loving my life and everything. And for me and her to actually unify and make something happen, straight blessing there. So for me to go to these doctor appointments, it just ends up showing you that I'm happy. Because I don't know if anybody ended up noticing. I know like a lot of ladies when they like post and everything, it's like, yeah, it's really shocking where you be talking to these guys and then 9 months later they got kids and no one knows about it. But I'm like the opposite because I like to post anything and everything that got to do with me, my woman, and my the future child. So it's like straight blessings. Hey, yeah, I'm about to show it. I'm over here, at the little first heartbeat, and then whatever else follows up and everything. So it's good news for me.
Your personal life, you have a lot of changes, and you've had a lot of changes in your fight career throughout the last year because you made your debut, I think, about 11 months ago or 12 months ago or something like that in Brazil.
Exactly about a
You know,
year. Yeah, about a year and on the 22nd of September. So about 3 days.
there's so much has changed, man. Like, what major changes have happened in your fight career in that time frame?
Uh, but I could end up saying that from my first, second to third fight, I ended up developing something new, and and it also like it lets me know like, hey, I'm still human. That like things can get to me and everything, and even if I end up trying to keep my mind like focused or going forward and everything, or try to block out negative, but in reality, it's the worry or the world that we're in and the place that you're in. You have to face things. And because like earlier this year, I had like the whole court hearing and everything for my son, and it was like the last one that I had, which was like a few days after my birthday, and I guess you could say that that being on my mind of my December fight, and then the fact is in me falling up, getting like sick and whatnot and everything. I guess you could say that was like the cause of it, and that was also a door opening of letting you know, like, hey, bro, you're actually human, and you got to face these things. And and it ends up opening the door where anything and everything you do, you got to be comfortable in what you're doing. You know, if you don't have nothing, no comfortability, it can end up straying you in a different direction, you know. And it's like for me, that's how it is. I gotta look for comfortability anywhere and everywhere I go. So that ended up changing my mindset where I could and basically open up a door that I can always get better than anything I do, you know. So yeah, always looking forward.
In your first fight of this year, UFC Greenville, you took on Anderson dos Santos. Impressive unanimous decision victory over a tough veteran. When you assess the performance you had, of course, there's highlights of it, but what is something that you watched or rewatched about that fight and kind of you didn't like it so much? You kind of critique yourself.
Things I could end up saying it's one I definitely could have in the first round. I could have definitely pushed it and pushed the pace by finishing the fight. You know, I could have literally went into that direction of finishing the fight, but it ended up opening up the door where I didn't rush it, so I ended up taking the positive of that part, where that I can take my time and pick apart whoever I'm up against. Meaning, if I end up having the chance to honestly be me and be happy, it doesn't matter how long I'm in there or how short I'm in there. As long as I end up being able to do me and enjoy myself, you're always going to end up getting the good ins and outs of what I end up like doing. Uh, well, just but hands down for that fight, I ended up understanding like I end up having like a good punch variety, be able to place on the table and a good output, and at the same time able to take it away. And then the best part is that me rolling with black belts, like people end up understanding that. Like that last fight, Dos Santos, he was a black belt, and the first fight, a black belt hidden. So this next one's even a black belt. And I'm kind of like trying to place a point out there that I'm able to move with all black belts and that my ground game is 100% legit, regardless of how you end up looking at it. So I end up taking those little small things to let me know that, hey, I can end up doing special things. And by me automatically being a crowd pleaser, I end up taking it just in that direction.
A lot of guys, when they enter the UFC, they seem like they're fully developed in their skills. And then they just kind of take that and try to go as far as they can. You seem like you're kind of like, on the other hand, a different type of fighter where you're evolving each fight and you're kind of testing yourself with each opponent that you have. It seems like that you have this unlimited potential. Do you still feel that when you go train every day?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And just like I ended up stating, like everybody ended up saying like there's a Tyron Woodley. He ended up stating like on one of the interviews about me, that everybody has like a hole in their game, and it's about basically adapting and changing things to make that side strong enough where you don't see those holes. If anybody ends up saying they say my ground game is my hole, but I'm working on my ground game every single day. I'm rolling with nothing but legit and basically amazing ground fighters, hands down. Like right now, my professor Sean, black belt in by the Gracies and everything. So he's like on my bump 24/7. Doesn't matter how we end up looking at it. It's like anything, everything, or predicaments that he places in. It's like fight competition ready. Like and people that are around it and around them, and the other people that he ends up working with to bringing in. It's 100% that I'm automatically evolving every single day, even if it's 1%. That 1% is better than I was yesterday. I'm gonna take it. But just like how you end up stating, how you look at it every day, I'm going to constantly keep evolving. And every fight, I'm going to always look better. So every time I end up saying I'm gonna be better than I was last fight, I literally mean that. And that's even with the boxing. Like if there's a black belt for boxing, I'm a black belt, but I'm still looking for edges to get my boxing a lot better. The same thing with my ground and same thing with the wrestling and my kicks and everything else. I'm always going to end up trying to evolve until that everybody recognizes me as the best fighter in the world, pound for pound and everything. So just on that road to be the pound for pound.
You're boxing, man. It seems like nobody has an answer for that straight left hand down the pipe, right? It's just like it
Hey,
lands all the time.
hey, I throw it with conviction. Like regardless of the situation, I'm about to throw it. So now it's like up to you. What are you gonna do with it? So what I always end up telling people, you throw a commitment, you're gonna land. And even if you don't land, you land because they're worried about it or they're weary of what's gonna end up coming next. And then what's coming next is back to the left hand. So do something with it. So end up that's like a lot of work that I end up doing that. That's like a lot of twitch muscles and small little things, So yeah.
Yeah, man. Your next trip to the cage, man. Tampa, Florida. Is there any connection to the state? Have you fought there before?
Never fought in Tampa, but I am a fan of Florida. I was used to visit like Melbourne just to go over there. Like I have like some friends up there, so they're automatically good. Even the managers from Miami, so it's gonna be kind of like a little little get together because they should be all up there and everything. So Miami, Tampa, hearing that's beautiful out there, so I'm just excited about that, and then I'm hearing that they also got like amazing foods out there, so I'm like waiting to eat there too. Because I'm already like on the weight cut, so I'm like already hungry. You know, so.
All right. Well, you're taking on the biggest, I think, highest profile name, so far. Aside from Renan Barral, Marlon Vera, your two West Coast guys meeting in the South to throw down. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
I believe it's going to be very exciting. It's going to end up being a crowd pleaser, just because he has his country on his back. Like I'm already getting like messages and stuff like that. Hey, he's going to kick my ass and all that other stuff, and then other stuff like, oh, he deserves better. Like they treat me like the underdog, and like I end up understanding like he's been in the game for a while. Like even though I'm older, but he's been in the game for a while, and truth be told, I guess he should have a ranked fighter, but in reality, I should be a ranked fighter. If I would have started when he was there, or that time, I'd be basically rolling in the same dough as him. But regardless of the situation, it's nothing but respect to him. I actually know the guy, so he's pretty cool, and very friendly, kind of open, always with a smile. And when it's war ready, he's ready. So I know he's gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. So it's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting and fun fight. That even though his side don't much like me at the moment, but at the end of the day, like when I was in Brazil, they didn't like me, and then after we fought, Brazil loved me. So it's like nothing but love when it comes into the cage. But business is business. After that, hopefully pound it and get some juice together. Small things like that.
Any you mentioned some messages from his fans, like anything crazy, like you read it, you're like, what is this?
No, everything that their fans been like kind of like saying, it's like, oh, he ain't trash, and then like a few of my friends will like jump in and be like, what you mean? He's actually good, or they'll be like, yeah, he don't even deserve this, Chico been here for this amount, he should end up having to rank honors of nobody, he should have fought this person right here, or hey, he should be fighting Sugar. It's like little small things like that, or they basically dismiss me like I'm a nobody, but anybody and everybody knows, like coming in, like I end up having, like out of all the new ways how you look at it, I had one of the toughest fights. Like, I ended up for my first debut was Renan Barral in his hometown in Brazil, one of like basically it's like a very like a small but danger zone, like people wouldn't take that. And everybody else kind of had this other different routes. I went in a different one, So I ended up kind of like proving my point there. And then I ended up fighting Dos Santos, same thing, proving the point. But ends up hands down, like people end up understanding that there's always like backstories to everything, but the fans get into it. But it's always love with them because the fans always going to end up having an opinion on anything and everything. Because I already know after this fight, whatever my next one, they're going to end up talking down on that one too. So it ends up happening until they end up realizing if you can't beat them, join them, and then next you know it, I'm gonna be officially the People's Champ because everybody's going to end up joining me and loving me. And that's the other major goal, being the People's Champ.
The bantamweight division, if you look at it right now, it's kind of at a standstill with Henry Cejudo out for the time being. Do you think they should introduce a interim title?
Yeah, I definitely end up feeling that. But obviously before they do that, they should do it until I get there. When I get up there to the top, then they'll be like, all right, then we can introduce this. We can go ahead and play with that. But regardless of the situation, when they do or they don't, end up holding the belt or not holding the belt at my bantamweight, the way they kind of look at it, it's if you're the one that bring in the crowd and people love you and you are the crowd pleaser, you'll be the next one challenging for the belt. Like say for instance, what's his name? Geesh. And I felt bad, but I got the picture in my head. He ended up fighting TJ for the belt twice. Forgot his dang name. Uh,
Ah,
Sheesh.
he
Did I
fought
give you a brain
TJ
part too?
twice.
Yeah, he fought
Yeah,
TJ twice, but he lost twice. So it was. But he beat Dominic Cruz. Jeez, man, it's like tip of my tongue right now.
yeah. I'm getting a blank too. We shouldn't
Yeah,
be
see,
doing
now
this.
I feel bad. He's like, I know he's like ranked number 8 right now, but or actually 4. Well, I don't know where we call it, but he's from Uriah Favors camp.
Oh, Garbrandt.
Garver, there you go,
Okay.
TJ or Cody. So
Yeah.
yeah. So like him, like right now, he was a crowd pleaser. No matter how you end up looking at it, that's what made him get to TJ and for the belt, or got to Dominic for the belt. How he ended up looking at it, he got there because uh, he was dominated with like 3 or 4 fights. Crowd loved him, and it ended up making him like he just skipped from like 8 and got the title fight, and the next you know it, he was number 1. And that's or yeah, got the Dominic Cruz ended up taking the belt from TJ. So that's when it happened. So he ended up taking the belt, and then TJ came in and took the belt from him. But how you end up looking at it, that at the bantamweight, they look at it. You're the crowd pleaser. You bring in people, and the fans love you. That's how you end up moving up in the ranks. So just end up doing great, 100% finishes because they obviously know bantamweights right now are kind of like taking over if they haven't already.
There's this new title that they're bringing in at UFC 244, the BMF title. Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. A lot of people
The
feel
bad
like,
motherfucker.
yeah, the bad
Yeah, that
motherfucking
belt.
title. A lot of people
Yeah,
feel
that
like
belt.
they need this. Some people
Hey,
feel it's corny, but I think you'd kind of benefit from having something like this introduced because you want to have the people's champ, right? The people's title.
see, that's where we're at right now, and that's exactly what I'm going to end up bringing to the table when I end up fighting, and they get me on that mic. Hey, I'm aiming to be the people's champ, and I think there should be a people's champ title right now. Like they got the BMF one, so now we need the people's champ one, and I feel like I'll fit perfectly in for that part. So it'll be just like that. So yeah, I'm 100% going to pitch that with my Reebok boots, hands down. You feel me? Same time, same time.
Entrepreneur, man. Entrepreneur.
Hey, got to start it somewhere. I love it.
All right. One last thing before I let you go, there are many different types of competitors in mixed martial arts. Some are martial artists, some are consider themselves prize fighters. In this point of your career, which one are you?
Martial artist, hands down, because I ended up taking that down straight to the heart. Like I stated, I'm like a big Bruce Lee fan. Like right now, I'm even getting sponsored by a MMA Dynasty. So like, it's one of those everything and every product that they end up selling or they end up sponsoring me with and sending to my direction, it's just end up sending like straight from the roots, where it all began or how I end up looking at it. And I'm a straight artist because anything and everything I do, I'm learning. And yeah, don't get me wrong, money follows, but I'm an artist. And anything I end up doing, I love art. So, and I'm able to paint my fists on people's faces. Picasso moment, I'm gonna take it. So yeah, definitely a martial artist.
All right, man. Well, you get to perform some art on October 12th, UFC on ESPN Plus 19, Tampa, Florida. Thank you, Andre, for the time, man, and good luck on the fight and your future.
Hey, truly appreciate you. Thank you.